Hey girl, how's it going?
It's been so long. It's so good to see you. I can't wait to get started.
Yeah, welcome back to the Future Wag podcast. And, let's go ahead and start unpacking Monza. What do you think of the race?
I think it was pretty good. As a Ferrari fan, there could not be a better outcome. So I'm happy. What about you?
Dude, as a Mercedes fan, my interest in the season is dwindling hard. I don't know what we're doing, why it's not working. It's painful, but I'm happy you Ferrari fans got something out of Monza. So boring, but there were some interesting moments, I thought.
It's because your car sucks and Theo
Oh,
is so bitter. He even said Max's 10th consecutive Formula One win is for Wikipedia and nobody reads that anyway. Like, how sad, bitter, and pathetic do you need to be to make a statement against something so great that
I
Max?
don't know. I'll tell you how sad. Sad enough where we were robbed a whole championship. Yeah, that's exactly why that statement was made. So let's not forget, Max is an amazing human. He's racing clean. Respect this season. But he was pretty shitty before that. So, we never forget. We're trying to move on, but that's hard. But yeah, what else did you think of Monza? Did you have any favorite moments?
Definitely. Carlos fought for his life that day. The way he defended Max in the first 14 laps was phenomenal. And he actually holds the record for the most laps after
Led
that.
that's non-Red Bull, right? Yeah, I
That's
know. So I love Carlos. Everybody listening to us, don't get me wrong. I think he's great, handsome guy. But I just don't think he has it in him. I think he's a good driver, but I don't know if he's world champion. Sorry, Carlos, I don't mean to shut you off. But so far, like he's just not had the chance. If you're a Ferrari fan, we all know if Charles was ahead of Carlos in Monza, we would not have the battle we've had.
probably Charles might have been better, but honestly, he fought Carlos and he defended so well. And it hurts me to even say that, but Carlos deserved that win that day. It was not
Oh yeah,
Charles.
he deserved the podium. That was never in question.
Did you know Nico Rosberg recently asked where Lando Norris is going? That next year he hears that a switch is coming. Is it the end of Lando and McLaren?
I think it's time. Like I think Lando is a world champion driver. He's very young. I think he's like 23. He spent 5 years with McLaren. So like even though it feels like forever, I don't think he's lost too much of his career where he can't be a world championship. But I don't know what McLaren has up their sleeve. It seems like they're doing better development. They've got some change in management. Andrea Stella is doing wonders. So it's sad because like I feel like Lando's gotten to that point where he spent enough time that he should leave, but it also seems like they're just picking off. So I want Lando to move. I think he would be perfect for Red Bull. Like I'd love to see how Verstappen, how the team would do with Lando, because he's a real contender. Like in the new generation, it's Charles, Lando, and Max for me. So I think he
Oscar
should.
Piastri, that man has so much potential. But Lando also recently said that he owes McLaren a lot, but not his life. I think the switch is definitely coming, and I think he's going to Red Bull as well.
Yeah, I think we've had a very disappointing, silly season so far. Like Lando needs to leave McLaren just to see what he's capable of. And the same with Shaw. Like he's been with Ferrari too long, but they're such young lads. So I think they need to make a strategic switch in their career before they're just there forever. And like I'm not saying you can't win with the team after 4 or 5 years, but I feel like they just need a fresh perspective. They need some sort of change. Because at this point, it's not their talent necessarily, it's more the team and development that's impeding their wins. Because we all know, put them in a good car, they'll do what Max. Well, I don't know, that's a far stretch, but they will be good. You know what I mean?
But I think Max is just ridiculously fast, and whoever goes to Red Bull next is going to be the second driver always. No one can get even close to what Max is achieving. There's like a 30-second gap between him and his teammate. And I don't even think Sergio Perez is that bad. I think he just makes him look so bad. And I'm pretty sure his mental health is absolute shit because
Yeah,
of.
let's take a moment to unpack this whole Sergio Perez Red Bull? Like, is it the car? Is it Max? Like, why is Max super fast? First, let's not, let's give credit where credit's due. Max Verstappen, phenomenal driver. But as much as I'm a Lewis fan, it does hurt to say that I think he's extracting more out of the car. But I also think Perez is just a shittier driver. No offense, Perez. Like, you've done your bit, but I don't think he's performing at the level he should be. What do you think?
I personally think from a team standpoint, he is the driver with the second most points on the grid. One,
Yeah.
two, clearly Red Bull. There was never a risk of any other constructor even coming close to them. He's done his purpose. It's just that his teammate is so fast, he makes him incompetent.
I think that's really true. Like what you said is like, what more do we want from Perez? He's number two. He's done his role. Like he's in a good enough position where he can mess up qualifying, where he can not win a few races. So that's very true that you say he's number two. There's nothing else we can expect. But I also think that apart from his performance, how other people are doing also has helped him stay at number two. Because it's been different teams winning on the podium. It's not been consistent. So nobody's really caught up. So I think there's a bit of luck for Perez. But yeah, I think Red Bull needs a change, man. Like as much as this is awesome and Verstappen's winning, we gotta spice it up. And yeah, I don't
It's
know
been a
how to work
boring
out.
season.
Yeah, because I think Ferrari needs to stand up for Leclerc. Like the team needs to deliver on a level of being a world champion constructor as well, which is what's missing. And I think McLaren just needs a better car. That's what's missing on McLaren's end. So if we have those two working out, we could have a great championship with like the young people so far. But yeah, we do definitely. Do we want to change in Red Bull, or are we happy with Perez?
Honestly, I don't really care about Perez. I don't think anyone does. And if you want
Aw,
to
that's
say it, I'm sorry to say it.
still rough.
It's Max and Max. He's the one who made history with 10 consecutive wins. The team has had 15 straight wins. It's ridiculous. This has been, I don't know.
Hot take. Like, tell me what everybody else also thinks about it. Like, do you think if teams weren't required to have two drivers, like, I feel like Red Bull would be fine on their own with just Max. Like at this point, that's what it seems like. Do you think they'd ever do that? Like, if it was an option?
Oh, hell yes, for sure. Speaking about that, who do you think would be the driver retained from each team? Red Bull is obviously Max. What do you think
Yeah.
about obviously Leclerc, right?
Yeah, see, that's hard. Like I feel like the narrative Ferrari's putting out is both drivers are equal. But as I said, if Charles was in third place and Carlos was in fourth, they would not let them fight. Like I don't have any specific allegiance. So I think yeah, Charles. With McLaren, like, I don't know if they're gonna do Lando or Piastri. That's hard. Lando is their golden boy, but they literally paid out Danny Rick to get Piastri in. So that's a hard one.
No, for sure. That is
Yeah.
tricky. But I don't know. Maybe I would bet on Oscar. He's not been driving like a rookie. He's been driving like
Yeah.
a world champion. Like he's incredible. This is his first year. That man, the man is a few words, but his actions just
Yeah.
speaks.
I think that I would go with that. Personally, I would want to back Oscar. Like he's Lando, I love you, but like Oscar here he's something else. He seems like a once in a generation talent. Mercedes, I think they would do Lewis, like their die Lewis, as much as they love George, and George is their future champion. Lewis is still the reigning queen. Alpine, what do you think about Alpine? They're in a funny situation.
I would, both are French drivers.
Yeah.
No one has like an upper hand, but maybe Pierre Gasly. I think like he's a lot more popular.
I think his marketability is higher. And now, like, interesting enough, that's been a trend in F1 marketability because the sport's grown so much. So I think, yeah, that's a big thing. I would vote Pierre Gasly too.
Yeah. Why do you think if it was not for marketing reasons, Logan is still on the paddock? Like, he's American driver on the grid, and trust me, it has to be only for marketing reasons because he always consistently finishes 20th, and that should be an award. Like, I know like he's a rookie and it's hard on the rookie, and probably Williams is a shitty car, but Alex Albon is just making his teammate look so bad. Like, I
Yeah,
think
that's
Logan.
fair. I think they would retain Albin for sure and drop Sarge. Like we have to unpack Sargent's entire performance and that whole situation.